It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Reaction Beanie Yo 269. Day in the neighborhood. My brothers and sisters, we're back again, my friends, once again. And I appreciate y'all coming on back to the channel once again to fuck with the bean. Hope y'all doing excelente out there today. Now, we finna go to a channel that just put this video up like 6 minutes, y'all. 6 minutes ago. That's what it said. Cause I was going through my subscriptions and boom, there he was 6 minutes ago. And I'm excited to watch this video with y'all. And that channel is Ryan from Tragedy Tales. Tragedy Tales, y'all. Check the title of the video out. Beach trip turned fatal. 5 ocean horrors. So we got 5 on, man. And one thing I just gotta say about as far as like ocean horrors, I think all the, well, I feel like we're gonna get 1 or maybe 2 of somebody getting ate by a shark or some shit. But I know we finna hear about some people drowning. And drowning has got to be one of the worst. I got a lot of fears of death, and I know y'all do out there. But drowning is like, it's like drowning and being suffocated or some shit. Like, that shit is even. Like, I don't know which way I'd rather go out. So this is gonna be just a crazy video to watch, and I'm glad I'm finna watch it with my brothers and sisters. But before we watch it, my brothers and sisters, y'all know what y'all got to do. Get whatever you might need. Get what you need. We back to Ryan once again from Tragedy Tales. Y'all got what y'all need? Y'all ready to go? Then let's fucking go.
Never underestimate the incredible power of the ocean. As soon as you enter, you're delving into an environment that was never meant for humans. You instantly slide from the top of the food chain to the bottom. But now I've set the scene. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Of course, I'm Ryan from Tragedy Tales, and in this week's video, we're taking a look at a handful of tragedies that occurred in the sea or in the open water, ranging from a freak wave that swept a couple to certain death to a terrifying shark attack just off the coast of Egypt. This week, we've got the lot. The tragedies that I'm going to share today are real and involve real people that tragically lost their lives. I share these stories in the hope that we can learn and avoid a similar tragic fate ourselves. So grab your life jacket and brace yourself for the chilling unknown. Let's dive into 5 tragic tales that remind us exactly why we don't belong in the depths.
Get whatever you may need. Number 5.
On the 20th of September 2018, the residents on Yukari Island, a large picturesque island located in Lake Victoria in Tanzania, had no reason whatsoever to suspect that that day would be any different. They were going about their day by day, the sun was beaming down from above, it was paradise. However, that day, a public ferry called the MV Nyairia, capable of ferrying 100 people and cargo around to the various islands in Lake Victoria, arrived at the port for a routine trip. After it filled up with eager passengers, the ferry left Yukari Island, destined for another lake island, Island Yukara, located around 10 kilometers north. As they ferried along Lake Victoria, it went at a snail's pace. This was because it was extremely overloaded. Not only were they carrying shipments of maize, cement, and even a tractor, They were also carrying an estimate of around 300 to 400 people, around 4 times the reported maximum capacity of the vessel. Little did the unsuspecting travellers know that this routine voyage would soon turn into a harrowing tale of tragedy. As the beautifully sunny port of Ucara finally came into view, the ferry laden with passengers and cargo came into dock. However, at this time, the captain that was steering the vessel was completely engrossed in his mobile phone, oblivious to the impending disaster. Passengers pleaded for his attention, urging for him to focus on the wheel, but he completely ignored them and focused on his phone call.
Are you fucking kidding me? This dude, this is what the equivalent of what he doing is. Imagine you on a plane and the fucking pilot on his phone. This man is on his phone with all these people on this damn boat or ship or whatever you want to call it, man. And he on his phone, bro. Like, it's one thing for you to be texting and driving and you in the car by yourself. Or it's fucked up too when you got 1 or 2 friends or family in the car with you. But this dude literally carrying hundreds of people and he on his phone? Wow.
As he was talking on his phone, he came into port and then suddenly realised that the ship was on the completely wrong side. To avoid docking at the wrong side, 50 metres away from the dock, the helmsman made a sudden sharp turn. Panic gripped the ferry as it listed to one side. In a cruel twist of fate, it then lurched to the other side, plunging into the depths of Lake Victoria, taking everyone and everything with it. People stood by the dock and watched the calamity unfold. Tragically, only a handful of fortunate souls managed to escape the sinking ship, swimming desperately to the safety of the shores. Inside the boat, it was an absolute nightmare. Many people were actually in a massive cabin in the center of the ship, and when it overturned, there was no way to escape.
Bro, do you see all those people in that fucking water? Look at that scene right there. Just imagine, bro, you fighting for your life, trying to just stay fucking alive. Think about how many of them folks don't know how to swim, period. And I know how to swim, but I don't know how to swim good enough to get out no fucking lake. When I'm in the middle of it, you know what I'm saying? The shore ain't nowhere to be found. That is a tragic ass scene, man.
Some people were trapped in their rooms with a corridor of dead floating passengers between them and salvation. Over the next few days, many remained trapped in their rooms. One survivor named Hamed described the horror of being trapped in an air pocket. He was floating in the pitch black cold water with dead floating all around. Here he prayed he would be found. However, hours turned into days and there was no sign of rescue. He could hear bangs and noises coming from outside, but they couldn't hear him. He screamed into the void until he lost his voice. He remained here for 40 hours with no food or water before divers finally found him. 5 days later, the boat was overturned and the official death toll was announced. The tragedy had taken the lives of 228 people and orphaned over 400 children, a truly heart-wrenching outcome. News of the tragedy spread like wildfire, soon reaching the President John Magufuli. In a somber address to the nation, he revealed the grim truth of the incident. A train captain was not present, and to make it worse, the individual in charge was ill-prepared for the responsibility. With this, a 4-day period of mourning was announced, and the president ordered the arrest of the ferry's management, holding them directly responsible for gross negligence and intentionally overloading the vessel.
And I agree with that. That the management, whoever over that damn vessel, ship, boat, whatever you want to call it, I agree with they ass being arrested for that shit, man. Somebody got to take the blame, take the charge, be held accountable. That's what I wanted to say. Somebody got to be held accountable for tragic ass shit like this, man. Over 200 people. Then you got to think about the children. Left over 40 children. Or no, he said 400, right? He said 400 children orphans. And that makes sense because most couples have multiple children. You know what I'm saying? They have more than one. So you do 2 to 400. That's like a what? 50% increase or 100. I ain't good with math either. But y'all get what I'm saying, man. That was fucked up to be number 5. Let's go to number 4.
Now, this claustrophobic story begins on the southwest coast of Italy on Sunday, the 1st of July, 2012. On that bright summer morning, 8 divers from a local amateur diving school made their way to the Salinero Gulf, the tourist part of Palinoro, located a few miles south of Naples. That day, they were planning to head into and explore the Grotto Rosso underwater cave system, also known as Blood Grotto. Now, while the name does sound a bit scary, Blood Grotto actually got its name from its unique red etched walls, a phenomena caused by bacteria growth. However, despite its name, it's actually a very easy dive, apparently. The cave itself is around 100 meters in length, and its main passageway leads straight through to the other side. While there are off branches that lead to nowhere, it's pretty obvious that you're going in the wrong direction. So for these reasons, it's a go-to cave for beginners and experts alike. Determined to explore that day, the group of 8 tourists from across the globe gathered by the entrance. Here they donned their wetsuits and their air tanks, and armed with 45 minutes of air, the group waded into the cold depths. And just like that, they were diving. Admiring the blood-red walls of the cave, it was truly breathtaking. Now, it's worth noting that because it was considered an easy cave, there's no cave lines or guidelines or any lifelines to guide the way. You're really relying on your vision to get you through this. Around 20 minutes later, the dive was going as expected. This is when they came to the final stretch of the dive. As the group of 8 silently glided through the water, all of a sudden, one of the newbies' fins caught the ground, causing silt to engulf the passage. Within a second, a peaceful dive turned into complete chaos. With the lack of visibility, everyone, even the guide, started to panic. In the darkness, the guide managed to see a light, and with this, he grabbed as many as he could and he started swimming to the surface. However, when he resurfaced, he did a head count and 4 people were missing. The guide then resubmerged into the salty passage to look for them, but this is when his air ran out too, forcing him to return to the surface. Below the water, a nightmare unfolded. The 4 lost divers continued on a downward trajectory, believing that they were heading towards the exit. They swam to their doom. They continued through the darkness, just hoping that they were going in the right direction. However, when the silt cleared, they now found themselves in a small passage, staring towards a dead end. They must have known there was now no chance to get back to the surface before their air ran out. There was no chance of survival. A fun diving trip had cost them their lives. The remainder of the group waited anxiously at the surface as the recovery teams waded in. About an hour after entering, the search teams discovered the 4 bodies drifting lifeless in the doomed passage. This tale goes to show that even if a cave is marked as safe, cave diving into any flooded cave, it isn't safe. However, if they had used any number of the cave diving safety measures, such as the guide ropes, this would have likely never happened, and they would have most likely survived a terrible fate.
And see, that's another example of people be doing shit that's real dangerous, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not blaming, rest in peace to them 4 people. I'm not talking about the actual divers. I'm talking about the people who organize the dive team or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The people over the dive team. They be doing these dangerous things, you know what I'm saying? But they don't actually have the precautions there to make sure that shit go right. Like Ryan said, if they would have had the damn ropes, they would have been able to, you know what I'm saying? Even if they can't see, they can pull on whatever they do with the rope and make sure they going the right way. This was fucked up too, man. And I just, when he was telling the story about these divers, bro, they swimming. thinking that they going the right way, even though they can't see, but they just hoping and praying they're going the right way. And then when they finally get to a clearing, they realize they are pretty much dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine that shit, bro. Well, you know you about to die, but you're not finna die just instantly. You know it's coming in the next few minutes, and you don't even know how many minutes. It probably was 10 minutes before they actually died after they realized that they was gonna die. Imagine being that person. Number 3.
This entry, rather than being a tragedy in itself, serves as a stark reminder of the brutal power of the ocean. On the cold, cloudy evening of Monday, February the 4th, 2016, a powerful storm approached the northwest region of France, casting dark clouds over the area and unleashing a drizzle of rain. At around 7 p.m, a remarkable video was recorded, featuring a man named Oliver wearing a green coat, standing by the furious and somber sea. You can see by the video that the weather was far from suitable for a swim, and as you can see, the atmosphere seemed almost devoid of colour, resembling a black and white film. Wind speeds that day reached 86 miles an hour, propelling waves that soared to nearly 5 meters in height. As the video plays, it captures the presence of 2 friends standing by the crashing waves, marveling at the ferocious beauty of them. Meanwhile, an elderly couple, a 75-year-old man along with his 76-year-old wife, passed by them, heading towards the approaching waves. As the couple strolled closer to the shoreline, the cameraman verbally alerted them to the imminent danger, exclaiming, "Look out, it's coming for you." At first, the couple failed to grasp the gravity of the situation until the wave struck. Now laid on her back, she screamed for help. However, she remained motionless and let the powerful current carry her further and further away. As she drifted away, Oliver and her husband desperately tried to grab her, but she slipped through their fingers at every opportunity and drifted out even farther. Despite the husband being a pensioner too, he valiantly risked his life to save his beloved wife, fearlessly wading into the raging waves, staring death straight in the face. Miraculously, amidst the relentless onslaught of the waves, the woman amazingly swept past her husband, and he just about managed to grab her hand. They now both found themselves in the same perilous predicament. Tossed about by the strong waves, their grip with each other was their only solace, praying for survival. The cameraman apparently had a disability, so he could do nothing but watch as a nightmare unfolded before his eyes. Recognizing the urgent need for a hero, Oliver summoned the courage and took a deep breath. He waited for the perfect moment to intervene. As the waves carefully drifted out, he rushed towards the two and firmly grasped on both their hands.
W. Oliver. Can we go and say W. Oliver?
As they crawled towards land on their hands and knees, each wave threatened to wash them back out. At one point, all three were hit by a wave and were completely submerged. However, when the wave subsided, Oliver was still there. He led them to the end of the beach and ensured their safety. The elderly couple was taken to hospital, where their condition remained stable until their release the following day. Against all odds, they had miraculously escaped with no broken bones or injuries, defying the treacherous forces that threatened to take their lives. This story is a brutal reminder of the power of the ocean, and the fact that it can strike seemingly out of nowhere. A simple trip to the seafront almost ended in tragedy.
Woo! What a fucking relief. W. Oliver, y'all. The dude in the yellow coat who saved him. Man. And I gotta ask y'all something, man. And I'm gonna keep it real with my answer. But if you was in Oliver's shoes, would you have risked your life to save them people? Then keep it real now. Keep it real. If you was in Oliver's shoes, would you have risk your damn life and went out there in them waves and shit? I'm gonna keep it real with me. If it was my family, no question about it. I wouldn't even think about it. You know what I'm saying? I'd just go fucking do it. But if it was some strangers, I'm just being for real, y'all. Because I know because you seen how long it took him to actually go do the shit. Because he knew, like, I'm probably gonna get killed myself trying to go save these people. You know what I'm saying? But I also feel like if I were actually in that moment, even though they strangers, I'm in that moment of watching these people die in front of me and I can do something about it, I would have did the same thing Oliver did. I would have did the same thing Oliver did, man, because I'm just thinking about it now. Because if I wouldn't have did nothing for the rest of my fucking life, bro, like when I'm going to sleep, I would be having nightmares about that shit if I ain't at least try to save them people. So yeah, I would have did what Oliver did, but it's just so fucking crazy because at the beginning, it looked like the first lady, the lady who fell in there at the beginning, when she was getting swept away like this, boy, I just knew she was dead. I just knew she was dead. Then when a damn husband jumped in the water, they started getting swept away. I'm like, okay, this shit bad. W. Oliver, man, and he did it at the right time too. He waited till them waves went back for a second and got in there and saved their life. W. Oliver. Number 2.
This disaster unfolded on January 13th, 2012, at the port of, and excuse my pronunciation, Civitavecchia, near Rome, Italy. On that evening, the renowned Costa Concordia embarked on a 7-day voyage with approximately 3,229 passengers from 60 different countries, along with 1,023 crew members. Now, you're probably already aware because this is quite a famous story, but I just had to include it. The Costa Concordia launched in June of 2006, and it was one of Italy's largest ships, costing a staggering £362 million, or around 570 million US dollars, weighing 114,000 tons and boasting a length comparable to the Titanic, but twice the width. It was an immense ocean liner.
That is a big ass fucking ship, y'all. Like, I don't know who else, if y'all ever been on a ship before, but I've been on like a military ship, man. Them motherfuckers, you literally feel like you in a little small type city type shit. Like a small little town. Actually being on the ship make you feel like you just in a completely different area. That is a massive ass ship. And this do not look like it's gonna end well. I don't remember this story. I don't know if some of y'all do, but I don't remember nothing about this.
On that cold January evening, as the passengers enjoyed their dinner and settled in for the night, at around 7 p.m, the ship set off on its planned route. At approximately 9:30 p.m, the captain, Francesco, decided that they would take a sail-by past the nearby island of Giulio. As the ship came within 300 meters of the island, the captain noticed protruding rocks straight ahead. Despite attempting to avoid a collision, it was too late. The rocks struck the ship, creating a 50-meter or around 160-foot gash on the port side of the hull. This caused immediate flooding. Within 5 minutes, water had flooded the engine room, cutting off the ship's power and plunging it into darkness. Panic ensued among the passengers. Alarms began ringing at 9:45 p.m, and the crew desperately worked to address the problem.
Oh my God.
However, just 5 minutes later, the ship started to list. Passengers hurried through the dimly lit corridors to retrieve their life jackets, while the captain tried desperately to steer the ship towards the shore. By sheer luck, the ship drifted backwards and grounded itself near the shore of the island. Here, it violently tipped onto its starboard side and settled on a rocky underwater ledge. This is when the abandoned ship light illuminated. Now, despite being urged to stay by several crew members, literally swearing at him, telling him to stay and look for survivors, the captain, Francesco, and his first mate abandoned the ship, leaving the crew and the guests for dead.
Si dice se ci sono bambini, donne o persone bisognose di assistenza. e mi ne dice il numero di ciascuna di queste categorie. È chiaro? Guardi, Schettino, che lei si è salvato forse dal mare, ma io la porto veramente molto male, faccio passare l'anima di guai. Vado a bordo. Sto qua per coordinare i soccorsi. Che sta coordinando lì? Vado a bordo, mi coordini i soccorsi da bordo. Lei si rifiuta? No, non mi sto rifiutando. Lei si sta rifiutando di andare a bordo, comandante? No, e mi dica qual è il motivo per cui non ci va. Sto andando perché ci sta l'altra lancia che si è fermata. Lei vada a bordo, è un ordine. Lei non deve fare altre valutazioni. Lei ha dichiarato l'abbandono nave. Adesso comando io. Lei vada a bordo. È chiaro? Sto andando a bordo. Vada. Mi chiami immediatamente da bordo. C'è il mio aerosoccorritore lì. Dove sta il tuo soccorritore? Il mio soccorritore sta a prua. Avanti. Ci sono già dei cadaveri, Schettino. Avanti. Quanti cadaveri ci sono? Non lo so. Uno l'ho sentito. Me lo devi dire lei quanti ce ne sono, Cristo. Ma ti rende conto che è buio e che qua non vediamo nulla? E che vuole tornare a casa, Schettino? È buio, vuole tornare a casa? Salga sulla prua della nave tramite la biscacina e mi dica cosa si può fare, quante persone ci sono e che bisogno hanno. Ora!
Bro, that captain need to go to fucking hell, like now. Like, seriously, man, he worse than the captain of the little ship or whatever that was carrying the 400 people. This shit got damn near 4,000 people, I think. You know what I'm saying? Thousands of people. And the main reason I say that he worse is because the dude from the first video that we watched, a clip or whatever, he was just being like, dumb, like negligence. You know what I'm saying? Just not being focused and paying attention. You know what I'm saying? But at that point, while he was texting on his phone, whatever he was doing on his phone, ain't nobody had got in a fucked up situation or had died, or you know what I'm saying? But this motherfucker, bro, after the ship is sinking, he decided that he gonna get off that motherfucker and he ain't helping nobody, and he the fucking captain. And the reason that these people are dying is because of him. That go back to the story we just watched before this. Now, if I know that I put people in fucking danger and now they dying because of me, I'm most definitely willing to be able to take my life to save them. This motherfucker got me heated, man. This the type motherfucker need to go to hell right now. Let's go.
Amidst the ensuing chaos, lifeboats were lowered into the water, but confusion reigned as the staff struggled to handle the situation. Imagine the terror of being on a dream cruise, perhaps with your family or children, and then you're suddenly plunged into darkness as rooms and corridors filled with cold water. Passengers were thrown about as the ship swayed, unaware of the full extent of the disaster outside. It must have been a terrifying experience. As the ship slowly sank, the Coast Guard mobilised rescue boats and helicopters, and thousands lined up to get into lifeboats on the side of the ship. The evacuation process lasted around 6 hours. However, by sunrise the next morning, 10 people had died, leaving 22 still missing, foreshadowing the death of 32 people. This death toll makes it Italy's worst maritime disaster since World War II. The focus then shifted to determining responsibility, determining who was to blame. It soon became evident that the captain, Francesco Schettino, was primarily at fault. He should have never brought the ship so close to the island. He was soon arrested and placed under house arrest, pending his court date. In the meantime, he made public statements deflecting blame onto everyone but himself.
Wow.
Francesco, along with 5 other employees, including the helmsman, faced charges of manslaughter and causing a maritime accident and abandoning the ship. When trying to explain his abandonment of the ship, he said that he accidentally stumbled into a lifeboat and didn't actually intend to abandon ship. However, this was refuted by video footage shown in court. It depicted him calmly entering a lifeboat as panic engulfed the vessel. This terrible excuse infuriated the families of the dead. While the other employees received lighter prison sentences, ranging from 18 months to 2 years, Francesco was sentenced to a hefty 16 years in prison, 10 for manslaughter, 5 for wrecking a ship, and 1 year for abandoning it. 3 years later, the boat was turned back on its right side and towed to the port of Genoa, where here it was gradually dismantled. Horribly, the body of one of the crew members was recovered more than 2.5 years after the ship's salvage and scrapping.
Damn. He got 16 years, y'all, but I feel like the motherfucker needed to get the damn death penalty. Seriously, man. Seriously. And it don't make it better what I'm about to say, but y'all know what I be saying when I say stuff like this. It was thousands of people on this ship, but I think it was only 32 died. Like, it was a low number. Because that shit could have been tragic, man. Like, that, out of them 4,000 people, it could have been 2,000-3,000 of them who died. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to the ones who did lose their life. But that damn captain, man. Then he fucking lying about, I just some kind of way I just fell into a lifeboat. I don't even know how I got on the damn lifeboat. And they got the damn footage of you getting on the motherfucker. Number one, y'all. Number uno.
On the 8th of June, 2023, a 23-year-old man named Vladimir Popov, along with his girlfriend and his father, embarked on a long-awaited family vacation to the famous Egyptian Red Sea resort of Hurghada. That day, they went to the beach resort to relax. The allure of the white sandy beaches and the crystal clear blue waters was just irresistible. Now, this beach is known as a safe beach, with people swimming with boats and yachts all around. As the sun kissed their skin and the gentle waves beckoned, Vladimir and his father, Yuri, along with his girlfriend, surrounded by fellow tourists, eagerly dipped into the refreshing sea. They enjoyed the waves as they crashed over them. They were having the time of their lives. However, within just minutes, what started as a joyous occasion quickly spiraled into a heart-wrenching nightmare. Within an instant, a 10-foot tiger shark emerged from the depths. Everyone saw it, and everyone rushed out of the water. However, Vladimir was swimming out further than most. While everyone was on the beach, they could do nothing but watch him struggle. I won't show the full video, but it shows Yuri, Vladimir's father, helplessly watching as the predator encircled his son. Holidaymakers scrambled from the water and called out to Vladimir to swim away from the shark before it got to him. They shouted, "Quick, swim away, quick, there's a shark." He swam as fast as he possibly could, but it was too late. The last thing he said was, "Papa, save me," before he was violently dragged under the water. Within seconds, the once tranquil sea turned to a crimson red. The angry shark thrashed about in the water, ripping and tearing Vladimir to pieces, right in front of his girlfriend and his father. His screams eventually faded out, leaving a profound silence. After the commotion, the shark toyed with Vladimir's lifeless body for what felt like an eternity. After this incident, the local community sought retribution for Vladimir's death. With the fact that there had been multiple shark attacks in this area over the last few years, they found it and subjected it to a brutal public execution. They whacked it with sticks and rocks until it died. Which, to be honest, I don't think is fair. The shark was just doing what he does naturally, and he doesn't deserve to die for that. But I'm interested in your thoughts below. Yuri, Vladimir's father.
I gotta agree with Ryan on that one, man. That's just a damn wild animal in his natural habitat. Seriously, you can't blame that shark for that. It's tragic as fuck. It's sad as hell. But I don't even, like he said, I don't even feel like that shark should have even been killed for that shit. Let's go. That's a wild fucking animal, man. That's a fucking shark. You know what I'm saying? That's what sharks do. Let's go.
Is still grappling with the unimaginable loss. He shared his heartbreak with social media, saying, "We went to the beach to relax. My son was attacked by a shark. It all happened within seconds. recounting that the sheer brutality of the incident left him feeling helpless. He said, and I quote, "What kind of help can you give? This meat grinder happened within 20 seconds. He was just dragged under the water." The captured shark, now a symbol of tragedy, was hauled into a van. And in a bizarre twist to the story, museum specialists in Egypt decided to mummify the shark so that the predator can be put on display in a local museum. I'm not sure that I'd even want to see this shark in a museum, knowing that it tore an innocent person to pieces. But as always, I'm interested in hearing your thoughts below. But that is the end of the video. May all the people who lost their lives rest in peace. Vladimir being eaten right in front of his father was just totally brutal. But I don't think the shark should have paid the price for this. And it definitely shouldn't be in a museum. As well as the video of the couple being swept away just goes to show how easy it can be for the sea to take your life. It really reminds you that we're tiny in comparison to the strength and the vastness of the sea, and that we should respect it or succumb to it. But I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.
Yeah, y'all, I agree with Ryan on both of his points about Vladimir and the shark. The first one, like I just said a couple of seconds ago, I don't feel like that shark should have been killed for that shit. That shark just doing what fucking sharks do. He a fucking wild animal and they kill shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's one of the reasons, I ain't finna get too deep into this, but that's one of the reasons that we got a lot of endangered species around the planet. You know what I'm saying? Because of shit like that can kill and shit for no reason when they just doing what they do. Stay out of their damn way, they'll stay out of yours. But the second thing I agree with, no doubt, is the museum. Why would you put that shark in your fucking museum, bro? That's like literally an animal that then took a human being life. I don't agree with that at all. I don't agree with that at all. That's crazy. That is crazy, bro. But all this shit was crazy, man. All 5 of these was just tragic, and you just put yourself in the shoes of these people right before they died. And it's hard to imagine. It's really unfathomable. It's really unfathomable, for real. The people in that damn cave, man. Because they thinking they swimming, like they finna, you know what I'm saying, reach safety. Just to realize after they get to a part where it's all clear and they can see that they fucked. They dead. And now you gotta go through that slow death. Hills was bad too with the fucking shark, man. Imagine a damn shark swimming around you, man. You know this motherfucker about to eat your ass alive, and it ain't nothing you can do. Whoo-wee! The damn ships. The ships was sad too. The first one had a lot less people on it, but more people died. Cause I think that one took like 2-3 days or something before they can even get everybody like flip it over and get everybody to safety or something. I don't know, y'all. This shit, man. This was a great video from Ryan, man. It was a great video from Ryan. That damn couple who got swept away in that damn fucking wave. Almost got swept away. They did get swept away, but not away to the point they died. And shout out to Oliver one more time. Give him that W, y'all. And give Ryan a W too, my brothers and sisters. I ain't gonna hold y'all no longer. I appreciate y'all coming on back once again. Please come back again, and please tell a friend. And before y'all leave, hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and do all that. And until I see y'all again, you know I got to say this. Love, peace, and happiness. Stay safe. Don't stop. Keep going. Yeah.